Hey there guys, welcome back to my gameplay of the Resident Evil Reverse Beta. So Capcom has opened it for 24 hours starting from today to tomorrow. And I was originally recording footage of this, but the connection was horrible. But recently I've been getting some good connection with this beta right now. And I got a really good match where I got into first place. I had like 424 points, and people were behind me. Like the second place person was at like 96 points or like somewhere in the hundreds, I believe. It was insane. That is the best score I have ever gotten in the Resident Evil Reverse Beta by far, and I cannot wait to show that when I get the chance. But just like before, I'm going to be playing as nothing but Chris Redfield on the Resident Evil Village. And with regards to the bad connection that I was experiencing before I started doing this recording, I think it's safe to say I can relate that to a point that one of my friends left behind in my very first gameplay of the Resident Evil Reverse beta. But I do agree that this game is not going to receive the best treatment after a while because the way they've handled the servers, where it's very reliant upon a host migration system and like a peer-to-peer connection, it's going to really impact the experience overall, and it's just going to make people not want to play this game that much. And I wanted to turn off the game at that point when I was getting such bad connection. But after testing my internet connection, which I don't know why it was in like the 20 megabits per second range when it came to my upload speed, after doing that, I've been getting some really good matches when it comes to connection. So hopefully this is going to be the same case in this recording I'm doing right now. And also, with regards to Resident Evil Village, some new gameplay was shown via the industries that we know when it comes to game reviews: IGN, Eurogamer, Games Radar, GameSpot. They each had the same gameplay, but each one had unique gameplay in certain aspects. So I'm hoping to discuss that with you when I get the chance. So, one of the first things that I noticed with Resident Evil Village, some of the new gameplay that they've shown, is that they've shown the four figureheads alongside Mother Miranda. So we have House Dimitrescu, which we all know. We have House Heisenberg, which we also know is Lady Dimitrescu's little brother. Then we also got introduced to House Benevento and House Moreau. So these two houses we know nothing about at the moment, but they're intriguing to say the least. Like, Moreau is this hunchback figure who seems to embrace a lot of aquatic BOWs, because he actually has a reservoir that has a giant BOW, and we saw this giant fish BOW in the fourth trailer for Resident Evil Village. And that's interesting to know, but I don't know what his specific abilities are compared to Dimitrescu or Heisenberg. But Benevento is the one that intrigues me the most, because it's two figures essentially. You have one that's in this mourning gown of some sort, similar to what anyone would do when they're trying to mourn someone, or it looks very similar to a nun's robes, and she has like that that thing like right in front of her face. And then there's a doll of some sort. It looks like a doll, but I think it's some kind of human being with some kind of genetic condition that they've tried to fix by replacing certain parts of the body with doll parts. And she looks very tiny. And I've tried to find out exactly what this condition is. So far, the only condition I've come close to is Angel's-Man disease. I think that's what it's called. But it's essentially a condition where where you experience these developmental delays in early childhood. You have speech problems, and you have almost puppet-like movements. And that's what it seemed like with that one variant of Benevento. But I don't think that's the case, because she spoke quite well. I mean, she was very giddy. That's another condition as well with Angel's-Man disease. But that's the one that intrigues me the most. And I'm just wondering if that's actually like some portion of Benevento's consciousness within the doll, some other half of her to say, because her sigil is a sun and moon, and they're like one half of a figure. Yeah, so that's what it seems like at the moment. But I don't know if that's the case. Maybe they're trying to make some heart to Resident Evil Revelations 2, where whoa, I'm getting double teamed just now. Nice. No, no, no! I ran out of dodge. God dang it. But I think it's an homage to Resident Evil Revelations 2, with the whole idea that Alex was trying to use Natalia to be reborn, essentially. At times, Resident Evil Village feels like Revelations 3, and in fact, I did hear some rumors that Revelations 3 did become Resident Evil Village. And there are times when it feels like that. Like when I was seeing Benevento, and I was really seeing the homages to Revelations 2. That's really when I noticed it. And wow, she stopped me from using my whirlwind attack. But I'm just wondering how these characters have these abilities. Like Heisenberg, for instance, has the ability to use telekinesis to manipulate these metal parts inside of his factory to capture Ethan. And I don't like that, really. I hope they give some kind of explanation as to why that's the case, because I don't like it when Resident Evil tries to embrace a pseudoscience, or when they try to stretch the sci-fi aspect to a degree that's completely unsustainable, and just it doesn't have a lot of integrity behind it. Like that was one of the main reasons why I didn't like the live action films, because Alice had the ability to use telekinetic abilities, and it made no sense at all. And it's like fantasy at that point. It's almost akin to putting like fairies and pixies in Godzilla. That's what it felt like, and it feels so out of place in the Resident Evil universe. The whole idea of telekinesis, and there is such a thing as like psychokinesis. It's a pseudoscience entirely, and there's no evidence to support that. But I hope they're not trying to use that as a foundation for why Heisenberg has such an ability, because I've always trusted each of the Resident Evil games when it comes to the abilities each of the characters have. Like the Baker family, some of their abilities seem very, very strange, and same with Evelyn's abilities. But at least the science behind Evelyn's abilities to utilize hallucinations, and with having such a psychological connection with the mold, at least some of the reasoning that they give is kind of logical. So I'm fine with that. Even though at times the whole idea of the mold, there are some points that are a little confusing to understand, but this one, if they give a good explanation, I'm not batting an eyelid, but if they don't give any kind of proper explanation, and they're very vague in their details, then it's not going to give a good impression for Resident Evil. Going back to the whole Godzilla example, I remember when aliens were actually a part of Godzilla in certain films, and I'm just like, what the hell? Aliens feel so out of place in Godzilla. Where's the whole grounded nature? Where's the whole system where Godzilla is a creature that's been mutated by radioactivity, and why is he dealing with alien life forms? Like just literal gray matter alien spaceships of some sort. It's stupid. You know, just the whole concept. It's just laughable, and it doesn't respect the integrity of Godzilla. It doesn't respect anything it was really doing. And they get that Godzilla is supposed to be something for like kids, for instance. But even still, though, kids shows, they have limits on certain things. They don't try to stretch things to an unsustainable degree, because then it shows they have no respect for the story, they have no respect for the integrity, and if they're just going to be all like willy-nilly with their storytelling, then it's going to be as convoluted as Silent Hill's plot. You know, with the way the dialogue is delivered, with the kind of music that they use, with the tonal inconsistencies, with the story elements that just don't go anywhere. It's gonna feel like that. And it's stupid. It's literally the equivalent of being a drug addict, and drug addicts and anyone without any kind of higher education, they're gonna just approach everything to a very stupid degree, like a very childish degree. And that's just my main worry with Heisenberg having the ability to use telekinesis. And I'm hoping it's just a hallucination that is the case. I'm hoping that's the reason why Heisenberg is the way he is. Why did that not hurt Jill? That move that I did, it has a bit of phantom range to it, yet somehow it didn't affect Jill just then. But that was the main takeaway from that gameplay that I saw with the 4 family members. And then with other gameplay, we got to see some new footage of the village. So Ethan's dealing with a bunch of Lycans, and IGN specifically showed that you can shoot the foot of a Lycan, and it will knock him over. But I'm almost certain the reason why that was the case is because they were on easy or normal difficulty. And they didn't play on hardcore difficulty, and from what I've noticed with the very first Village demo of Resident Evil Village when I was playing on hardcore difficulty, the flinch thresholds are different, which is so retarded. Why would they pull a Resident Evil 2 remake? It was one of the main reasons why the guns were so useless in Resident Evil 2 remake. There is no reason they should augment the flinch animations for a higher difficulty. Like, if they do that, then they have no respect for their animations. They have no respect for the way the guns are supposed to feel in a Resident Evil game. And they're just going to make a lot of encounters that probably work well on normal difficulty, feel like shit on hardcore difficulty and above, and it's going to force you to slot into the merchant. And this is a main concern that I addressed with the merchant, but I just feel like the merchant, because they included it in the game, it's just caused them to be kind of lazy in certain designs. And if a lazy design is them just removing flinch animations entirely in the higher difficulties just to force you to use the merchant, just to force you to use a new game plus item essentially, and using a mechanic that, in all honesty, doesn't feel like it applies to the lore whatsoever, and there's no justification you can give as to why the merchant exists within the world of Resident Evil Village, then that to me is the equivalent to what Ubisoft does with microtransactions, where they try to make the game very unbalanced with Assassin's Creed Odyssey in order to force you to purchase XP boosts, to force you to level up, to actually give them money. It's stupid like that. It's a kind of like battle pass system, microtransaction system. It's stupid. It should not be how you encourage people to go for the merchant. You should only go for the merchant if you're having a tough time, but if you're not actually understanding the game. Or better yet, just don't include the merchant at all. I just feel like the merchant causes people to not respect the mechanics of the Resident Evil game well. And it causes them to skew their own perspective and review on a Resident Evil game. Like, the amount of people that hate Resident Evil 4 because of the fact that they used the merchant and completely impacted their own experience. Like, that right there makes no sense at all. You're the one who compromised your survival horror experience with Resident Evil 4. So why the hell are you going out of your way to use the merchant if you're wanting to have a so-called survival horror experience? It makes no sense. And I just hate the idea of Ethan having to rely upon an invisible force like that to actually get through this very tough situation. And in all honesty, guys, this feels like the strangest batch of individuals we have ever seen as villains for a Resident Evil game, and I love it. I love the whole concept that they're going for. Like, just seeing that whole scene where Ethan has been captured by the four figures and he's seeing them just mingle with each other, it is very reminiscent to the Baker family household scene where they're having dinner with each other, and it's just so memorable, and I love the fact that they touched upon that. But the merchant, I don't understand why they would do that at all. And it takes away from the grounded nature of Resident Evil Village. And it's like, if the merchant was a thing in Resident Evil Village, why didn't the villagers ever bother using it? Why didn't they use their own money to purchase weapons from this guy and actually fight back? You see what I mean? It's stupid. It makes no sense why they would include the merchant. And like I said, because of the fact that they've included the merchant, it's probably caused them to be very lazy in other designs. And I mean, Resident Evil 4 wasn't like this. Resident Evil 4 still went all out and actually made sure that player agency was favored. Like, the gameplay was actually favored compared to just slotting into a merchant system just to force you to use it. Like, Resident Evil 4 wasn't so forceful on using the merchant, aside from Salazar, because Salazar is garbage and poorly designed. And using the rocket launcher against Salazar, I don't blame you for using the rocket launcher against Salazar, because he has way too much life, and he only has one attack, and he's so poorly designed. He's garbage. That right there is a great example of the merchant system feeling like it's being forced upon you. And I swear to God, guys, I'm not going to use the merchant at all when I do my blind playthrough or when I do my walkthrough, because if I do, I'll be no different to all those people who gave Resident Evil 4 such a hard time for all the wrong reasons. How the heck is she not dead? Chris's assault rifle really betrays me at times. The damage just isn't enough for Chris's assault rifle at times. Oh, nice, I got a double kill. But other things they showed with the gameplay, they showed a portion of the castle preview where Lady Dimitrescu is actually chasing Ethan. And she, as I expected, behaves very similarly to Jack Baker, Mr. X, and Nemesis. I mean, I'm hoping she's nothing like Mr. X, because Mr. X was so omniscient, and he had the ability to move very fast whenever he was chasing after you. He could even do mild teleportations when he was in an unloaded area, which allowed him to move very fast, and it just felt like he was teleporting at times. Like, it just felt like he was circling the whole entire map very quickly compared to what you were doing. Ah, damn it. Very clever. What the hell? Oh, wow. Okay, lag is actually really bad again. Holy shit. It was going so well previously. Wow, how is Jack still alive? God, it feels like Jack at times has more health than any of the other BOWs. And he's a BOW that's restricted to one virus capsule. Ah, oh, no, not Jack again. Oh, I keep running out of ammo. God damn it. God, the lag is so bad. Look at this. Oh, I actually killed Jack. And I died. I knew that was gonna happen. Indomitable Spirit. Oh, I killed Leon. Excellent. Wow, they recover from the animation so fast whenever you use the spit move that the Hunter Gammas have. Oh no. God dang it. I feel like it's better just to use the spit move and then do the normal melee with the Hunter Gamma because the grab just doesn't connect very well. It doesn't have a lot of range. Oh, not Mr. X. Oh, shit! Whoa! Well, I'm so glad that guy didn't kill me. At least the other guy did. But as I was saying, Lady Dimitrescu, I'm hoping she's nothing like Mr. X. Mr. X was so omniscient, he could teleport, he moved very fast. And from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like that's the case at the moment. Of course, she might change differently on hardcore difficulty, or the difficulties above. I'm still not sure what the highest difficulty is in Resident Evil Village. But I'm hoping it's not a stupid difficulty. Like, Inferno difficulty, for the most part, it was kind of a badly designed difficulty. Mados difficulty was way better in its design compared to Inferno difficulty. I feel like Inferno difficulty, there wasn't a lot of intelligence displayed with certain designs, like with enemy placements, and also with making the enemies like very fast, like the Paleheads especially. Like, why would they put Paleheads and any Alpha Parasites in situations that just didn't complement their designs and actually made them feel very broken? And like, they put so many Paleheads in the laboratory area, for instance, and then they put any Alpha Parasite in that sequence where you're running away from Nemesis, and it's like, why would you ruin a spectacle section just to add in some player agency arbitrarily? Did they not playtest this properly? But you're forced to use the grenade launcher at that point and just completely remove the awesomeness of that whole entire section. I mean, seeing Nemesis with his rocket launcher, one of the most memorable moments from that game, but it's completely ruined by Infernal difficulty because they put in player agency arbitrarily. Look at this lag right now. I don't know what's happening right now. Wow, what the heck happened? I can't even detonate. I can't go into enrage mode. I think I'm dead. Oh man, my friend was definitely right that this game would definitely not receive the best player base later on because the connection issues are rampant. But from what I've seen, like the encounters look very big, like just as I'm expecting from Resident Evil Village. I mean, I'm on the enemy's territory. Why would they not set up all these clever ambushes, and why would they not have so many enemies converging on me to actually deal with me? I'm on their territory. That's exactly how that's supposed to work, and you need the systems necessary to balance out such enemies. But if they change the flinch thresholds on hardcore difficulty and above, then it's going to make those sequences very unbalanced and not very Resident Evil-esque. Like sequences that worked previously on normal difficulty are not going to work now, either because of enemy placements or because the flinch thresholds are going to be different. How the hell? How did he survive a hit from the rocket launcher? That's a one-hit kill most of the time. But aside from the stuff with the castle demo and the village demo, nothing really stood out. Although, I will say though, there was a moment where Lady Dimitrescu and Cassandra were actually talking with each other, and then they actually went back into, you know, the normal walking animations they do in-game, rather than a preset animation. So I'm wondering if when you're in the castle area, you can have both Lady Dimitrescu and the other daughters turning up at the same time. Can you imagine how much the dynamic of the game would change? I mean, I think it'd probably be shit overall. I highly doubt Capcom would do that because when you look at Fort Survivor from Resident Evil 2 Remake, there were sequences where they put zombies and G adults together, and when zombies grabbed you and you broke out, the G adults didn't give you a grace period, so they just immediately grabbed you. And you know, like just having those two enemies attack together was a recipe for disaster, and the gameplay just really fell apart. I'm almost certain they wouldn't do that. It would make no sense. They wouldn't want to break their own game, surely. What? Oh, come on! Stole my kill! Oh, what the hell? She canceled the animation! That's bullshit. How the heck did she cancel the animation from the AMG 78? God, I always love getting the drop on people and then hitting them with my AMG 78. It's always so satisfying. Nice juking. Oh, I god dang, I'm stupid. Why did I run in there like an idiot? Then again, that was a pretty bad spawn as well. You're mine. Yeah, that's a really good combo. 3-8 combo and then the instant kill attack. Because when they're knocked over, they will always be susceptible to an instant kill. That's how it works. I know it says critical condition in the tutorial, but that's not true. Yes! Wow, 3 kills with the Hunter Gamma. Oh, nice. That was very good. Stopped me from killing her just then using the landmine. God, I love the AMG 78 so much when it actually works. Oh, this will come in handy. Oh, what? She took the hit? And look at that cheesiness. That was very clever. That's another good way to counter Indomitable Spirit. Run around in a circle until eventually it runs out, because if someone's using a low sensitivity and they have a lot of trouble turning, that is a very good way of stopping that. And also it's a perfect counter to the AMG 78 because you can't turn. Oh. Oh, I missed! But going back to Resident Evil Village, we got introduced to a new enemy type. So remember the pale zombie-like enemies that you encountered in the basement of the castle area? Well, they have a transformation where they can actually turn into flying enemies. And you encounter them on the rooftops of the castle area. And they look very similar to the Capepio. They remind me a lot of the Capepio from Resident Evil 5. And just the way they flinch, and just the way the flinch animation looks, it looks very similar to the flinch animation you could trigger with the Capepio. And I'm hoping they're just as balanced as the Capepio, because every time the Capepio tried to grab you in Resident Evil 5, if you shot them before they got the hit out, it would always be a stun. But I just wonder what Moreau and Benevento have for us when we actually get to their sections. Will they have different enemy types entirely, aside from the big fish monster we see in that Ford trailer that's likely belonging to Moreau? Wonder what Benevento is going to have for us. Ooh, also, I forgot to mention, Lycans, I said before they were intelligent, but they actually have the ability to ride horses. Because there's a cutscene that plays where Ethan falls down from a building, and he's on the ground, and then a bunch of Lycans that are on horses come by, and other Lycans are surrounding him, and then this big guy with the hammer, who we saw in some of the early gameplay, he jumps down, and he greets Ethan. Look at that. Oh, nice try. I didn't even realize he went invisible. That would have been a nice surprise attack just then. Look at him running away. He knows I popped him down with Spirit, so he's running away. Ah, God dang it. There we go. Oh, I stole that kill. Excellent. It would be nice if there was a bonus for actually stealing kills, just so you could add more to your score. Nice! Nice to kill Chris. Don't you dare steal my kill. Ah! Oh, two can play at that game. Yes! I'm on a streak right now! I'm on a roll! Which is slowly going to fall apart in the end. Yes! I love doing that. I love surprise attacking people with the AMG 78. It's the most satisfying thing ever. Oh! Oh shit! Oh, I killed Nemesis. Excellent. I'm dead. Oh man, that was a really good streak too. Oh, does Ada have... Oh, I think Ada has the ability to recover from such animations, actually. There we go. Ah, man. 12 kill streak, that was beautiful. I've taken first place right here, this is amazing. This is when this game really gets fun. And what a spawn. Excellent. My first place in this live recording right now. 12 kills. 2 kills as bioweapons. Longest kill streak, 12. Oh my god, that was a comeback, let me tell you. But I wonder what other weapons we might be getting in Resident Evil Village aside from just weapons we get from the merchant. It would be nice if we could get those weapons somewhere else in the world rather than just having to purchase it from the merchant. Of course, the special weapons, like the ones that are a little ridiculous, like almost akin to that of the mine launcher, leave them in the merchant system. Because the mine launcher is ridiculous. It's a completely like fantastical weapon. It's not real whatsoever. It's stupid. Don't put it within the game that we can actually get it. What? Oh my god, wow, how did I not kill her just then? You stack a lot of inputs when you're playing as the fast molded. Oh, what a spawn. Spawns are so bad in this game. That one's dead. There we go. I keep forgetting to aim. I always forget to aim as a bioweapon. I forget you can do that. Oh, did she not see me there? Oh, yes she did. Oh, she's pissed. Oh! Oh, god dang it. Gotta move, gotta move. Yes! I'm sure he didn't mean to hit me, he meant to hit Leon, but he failed. There we go. There we go. It takes Nemesis so long to fire his rocket launcher. I'm getting lag right now. Oh my god, I hate playing as Nemesis. He feels like shit compared to Mr. X. Like, why does it take him so long to fire his rockets? His melee is so slow and doesn't have a lot of range compared to Mr. X. Nice try. God, they're really on me right now. Oh. I'm out of ammo. Shit! That was very close. Oh no, not Claire. Anything but Claire. Claire can easily dominate Chris. You see? Claire's alternator is so good at stopping Chris's indomitable spirit. That was a mistake. I keep forgetting I'm still holding my enrage when I get stunned. Get that shit out of here. There we go. See, that's what I'm expecting from Pride the original 11, but there are times when it doesn't feel like that. That's my kill, dude. Oh, did I just clutch it at the end? Please tell me I clutched it at the end. Yes! I clutched it at the end! Beautiful! Oh my god, that was a save right there. Another first place victory. Nope. Ah, they stole my kill. Come on. Oh, come on. I knew that was gonna fail, but I still went for it. Why didn't I use Indomitable Spirit? What was I thinking? And I got double teamed on both sides. See? Best way to counter Indomitable Spirit by far when it comes to not using any special abilities. Just keep running around in the circle and Chris can't do anything because you can't fire without aiming on this game like you can in Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 is the only game where you can blind fire. Like, the only mainline Resident Evil game where you can blind fire without having to aim. You should have deployed Indomitable Spirit before trying to kill me, dude. Ah, great, Mr. X. I'm so dead. Oh my god, that was a clutch just then. So lucky that worked. Yeah, I'm definitely not getting first place this match. Oh, whatever. This game is so much fun. Ah, but third-person coverage failed me just then. Because it doesn't really work in this game. Oh, shit! Oh, wow. I did not think he was going to prioritize me just then. This game is so much better than Project Resistance by a long shot. Because it's actually fun. There's no dumb designs put in place. Oh, No, I thought that was a landmine for a second, because it was shining. Oh, I didn't get it. Damn. Whatever. This has been a great match. I don't care that I didn't get first or second place. Fourth place, I'll take it. Why not? This game is way too much fun. What? How'd that miss? Thanks for the free kills, boys and girls. First place again! Excellent!